y'all gotta recognize what the new rules are and where you stand in all of it. Y'all have probably heard about this. The Shiloh Hendricks trial. She's the lady with the white hair. She was at a playground with her kid, and she was accused of calling another kid the magic N word after he was stealing from her. Then a man who later turned out to be a child predator, a Somali man, just so happened to be filming at this children's playground for God knows why. He went up to her and confronted her, and supposedly on camera, she said it to him too. I've watched the video. I've come to two conclusions. First, I didn't see a damn thing. Second, I really like hot MILFs. She was found guilty of disorderly conduct and then given something like 200 hours of community service or something afterwards for calling the guy the magic word. And then she was found not guilty due to lack of evidence for the kid. What happened next is that a large black man, he decided to impersonate Shiloh Hendricks and openly scam what he called MAGA, what was it, MAGA retards or something like that. He scammed them out of God knows how much money, pretended to be her, and we heard nothing about it. It was just a internet outrage for about a few hours until everyone figured out that nothing's gonna happen. When all of this came out, everyone originally reacted to it and they're like, oh, imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if the roles were reversed. The tagline, as usual, imagine if the roles were reversed. And then time goes by and nothing ever happens to roles reversed. And now everyone's saying that there's a two-tiered system. There's a two-tiered system. Retards, we've been in a two-tiered system for God knows how long. I remember when I was in college, all I wanted to do was like go to like CVS because there was a CVS nearby. I would walk there occasionally, and I had a recurring problem of black men calling me a racial slur out their window at me because I'm white. The number of times I've had gang symbols thrown at me and threatened with murder, God knows how many times this happened. It's not like it's Chicago or something like that. It was a town of 40,000 people in Minnesota. Like, we've lived in a two-tiered system for God knows how long. Look at what this actual N-word magic is. It's considered fighting words according to, I believe, the Supreme Court. They say that if you utter these words, they induce violence, and so you're not responsible, or you can't say that you were actually assaulted if you utter these words. What the fuck? So if you utter these words, the person who reacts to words with violence isn't responsible for their own actions because you said magic words. And this has been in place for how long? It's been in place longer than I've been alive. What I want you all to do, I want you all to stop listening to this bullshit. Stop adhering to a bunch of rules that are designed purely for the purpose of just oppressing you. We all know that that's like half the rules out there. They're just written so that they can screw you over and everyone else can just loot you. Stop abiding by this bullshit. Stop abiding by all this BS. Just speak freely. Language was given to you for the purpose of communicating. Use it to communicate. If you can't actually use language, then you can't communicate. So communicate and use language. I want you to recognize this woman, what she did was use language. And they've got these whole laws saying that, oh, she she's actually she actually did something evil, and the worst they could get her on was disorderly conduct for with community service. That's the worst they could get. And if you stop believing in this bullshit, the worst thing that can happen to you is disorderly conduct that will end up in appeal because it's obviously not illegal. It's all fake. These laws don't exist. None of this is illegal. None of it is real. You're just told that you can't do this. Why am I not following this guy? Like, you're just told that you can't say this. And here's my promise to all of you. Here's my promise. All of this mess that you're seeing, the everyday chaos, it'll come to an end. It'll all come to an end under one condition. If you're man enough to behave like an actual American man and not a bitch. If you're brave enough to actually act like the system's actually supposed to function, and you just assert that the system works the way it's actually supposed to, and you stop believing in the fucking Karenocracy, if you stop listening to that, it'll all go away. Like, think about it. When's the last time you actually saw Karen? Even just a year ago, they would go viral. I haven't seen any Karen videos in like months. They like trickled down. I'm starved of Karens to laugh at for months now. Where are all the Karens to laugh at? Why? Because everyone started laughing at them and no one takes them seriously, and they're completely powerless, and they were powerless the entire time. Everything that they were trying to enforce didn't exist. And if you treat this whole Karenocracy the same way, no, they don't actually have any of this power. No, these things aren't illegal. Yes, you are free men. Yes, you are American men. You're not a bitch. Then it all goes away. It'll all just end. You'll wake up and you'll realize, I'm not a bitch this morning. And all my problems got deleted. And I don't know where they went. I'm just not a bitch anymore. If you like what I'm saying, hit the follow button. Hit the subscribe button. Probably got more to rant angrily about tonight. I'll catch you all later.